Peace to the world. It's Tuesday. It's 7 o'clock. Y'all know what that means. We here for another episode of Conversations. How's everybody doing, man? We had a frigid week. Since the last time we was with y'all, it snowed in New York. It was snowing that day, right, Kyle?
I was toasty warm out.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Kyle don't never want me to tell y'all when she go away, but Kyle wasn't with us for the whole week. She went away. Happy birthday again to Kaisha. We did the birthday cake. Yes. We did the birthday cake. Shout out to Jason. That was on Jason. Jason was the guy that put that together. I just said, bet. He hit me like, yo, I'm getting a cupcake for Kyle.
No doubt.
Thank you.
We doing this. That was a go, man. It was lovely. How you doing, Jay?
I'm good, man. Chilling.
You good?
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Week's been a little tough. Someone's trying to take over made me sick, but
right.
I fought it off, so I'm good now.
Good.
We haven't.
We're not having it, but I'm running Sunday, so I'm
what
behind.
You running on Sunday?
Miami half. So I'm.
Oh, you running the Miami half?
Yeah, I'm getting away from this.
Is this Sunday?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
bro.
we out.
Dope. Congrats already. Congrats in advance. I did what year I did that? 14 or 13? Shout out to Lydia. Shout out to Pat. I think we did it 13 or 14. But yeah, it's a beautiful race. It's flat. You did it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it before.
Yeah, last year.
Before we get started and I introduce our esteemed guests, let's do Sneaker Wars. Last week, Jason won because Word Flush felt like Gore-Tex mattered. This week, we got my brother King Khaliyl, and we're going to do the test. So Kai got on basically what she had on last week.
No, I did not have, this is not, no, they're not patent leather, and the color is different.
Right, and Jay got the cement threes on Wild Pony.
Wow, crazy.
He may or may not have gotten from Canal Street, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
And what I have on the On Cloud. So any runner, shout out to the running community. They know that these is the new in shoes. I got the Cloud runners on. They probably more expensive than both y'all shoes combined. And that's what we dealing with. So Khaliyl, which one you got to choose?
All right, so here's the thing. The Jordans, I've seen them. Those are both my daughter for her birthday 2 days ago.
Oh, see what I'm saying? I won.
Right. Her birthday was the 17th.
Yeah,
right, no,
he's
he's saying that he's seen them.
No, he said that he bought them
those
because he
I've never
liked
seen
them.
them. Yeah, I bought those because that's my daughter.
Right.
Those I've never seen.
Those are orthopedic shoes.
Never seen them before.
Never even seen them before.
So that means I won?
You
can get back to us on that.
The more I think, the more somebody's going to get
We're going to touch it right at the end of the episode. We'll find out who won Sneaker Wars. Before we get started, shout out to Camus Cognac, who is the sponsor for today's episode.
I know a producer named Camus.
This is his cognac?
I don't know.
Shout to Camus. This is amazing. We had Camus in here before for an event.
Yeah.
She sponsored the Hoop 88 Dreams.
For the Hoop Shout to Shaba, right? For the Hoop 88 Dreams event.
Yeah,
the
jewelry.
You know Shaba's a
Shout to Aria.
Yeah.
Shara?
Shaba.
Oh, Shaba. Yeah, shout to Shaba.
Yeah, so great cognac. I'm still I say I'm on dry January. Kai said I'm kind of semi-wet because I'm sticking with the mimosas and the champagne. But shout to Camus. We're very appreciative of everybody who's choosing to partner with us on Conversations in Hip Hop Closet. So let's get started. The man to my left, I just was telling him offline that when we went to Brooklyn Tech, he was one of the first friends I made outside of the people I had went to junior high school with and the people from my neighborhood. This guy, even when we was kids, he was intelligent, he was adventurous, he was doing his own thing, he had his own ideas. And you wound up getting kicked out of Tech, right?
I got kicked out of Tech. Because my ideas were too
right.
But you know what it is? I got kicked out for a specific reason. I don't want to say his name, but do you remember, I'm going to say his first name. Remember Donald?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so Donald was making black jokes in the lunchroom. This is Spike Lee days.
Yeah.
For the eggs in the
I think I know that story too. Yeah, I remember that.
So after school, me and my Puerto Rican friend, whose name I won't say also, we found Donald walking down DeKalb after school. And I'm thinking, yo, we off school grounds. I'm gonna bust your ass. It didn't work that way. Cause,
it didn't work that way.
Well, no, it was, there was no way he could have seen me. He didn't see me.
Oh.
But the next morning in gym, remember they take the lane cards in gym?
Mm-hmm.
When they took attendance, the police came in. Like, damn, they got the police in gym. That's crazy. Who knew? They came for me.
They came for you.
They came for me specifically. Not for my Puerto Rican friend, not for nobody else, but for me.
Right.
And that was the beginning of the end. That was the beginning of me leaving tech. That was the beginning of me hearing Tribe Called Quest, because I heard Tribe Called Quest in the back of the police car. I heard Tribe Called Quest on the way to the police station. That was my introduction to Islam, because that was when I first met the other Muslim kids.
Wow.
And before that, I didn't take Islam seriously. I heard about it, but I didn't think, whatever.
Right.
But at that point, I kind of started listening to what they were saying, because I had time sitting in the back of the fucking police car.
Hold on. Let me just introduce him. We're going to get into all of that. So, my brother, like I said, we went to tech.
Yeah.
Until
I forgot that part.
Yeah, until he accosted Donald. Shout out to Donald. But this gentleman on my left went on to be a part of one of the seminal rap groups of the 90s, Bush Babies. Him, Babyface Chaos, Lee Majors, right? And YT, which became Light, right? 1994, they came out with their debut project. It hit. We Run Things was probably top of the charts, right?
Listen,
it was high, right?
Thank you, Ali Shahi Muhammad.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Ali,
yeah, it was high.
Who knows what the hell we would be? But that song changed our lives.
Yeah. Native tongue representatives. We did the mayor's office block party. You guys, if you follow us, you know that myself, Hip Hop Closet, we were involved in that. And Bush Babies performed at all of them except
Harlem and the Bronx.
Harlem and the Bronx, correct. And so it's been great to reconnect with his brother. We've been connected. I don't think we ever stopped connecting, especially through the social media era. He has an amazing story. And I want to give him time and space to share all of it with you. That's why he's sitting with me, because I know this man's story, and I know that once you hear it, it's going to touch you. So I want to present to some and introduce to others my brother Khaliyl. Bush Babies, what's good? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Let me tell you something. That day, Chip Fu called me and said, "Hey, listen, y'all want to do a show?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I really want to do a show." But me, coming off of, just so in case anybody doesn't know, I had a stroke. And I was in a coma for 3 months. So when I woke up, I couldn't talk, I couldn't walk, I was paralyzed on one side, all the regular stroke stuff. And I had not been on stage, I had not been in the studio, I had not produced a beat, I hadn't done anything in 3 years. Meanwhile, before that, I'm doing Most and Fabulous and Kelly Price and Reese and just Elton John, all kind of records. Social deaf stuff, a bunch of social deaf stuff. But, you know, it just felt like I couldn't get it together when I came back. I felt like I was, in my head, I always felt like I was watching a movie. Like I'm sitting in the audience watching my life on the screen, and I'm the only person in the audience looking at the screen, but I wasn't.
You didn't feel connected to it.
At all.
Right. I want you to tell that story. I really want to start at the beginning, but that story is just so important. I want you to tell it in its fullness. But let's start at the very beginning.
You lead.
First off, I want you to tell me about your father, because your father was a musician. Tell me about your father, because I didn't know that when we linked. I didn't know that until social media.
I never spoke about that. You know what happened is my father is Exuma, the Obia man from the Bahamas.
Right.
And so he's very influential worldwide.
Right.
So there's a bunch of people in Europe and Africa and India that follow him.
Right.
And, you know, as my father's son, I'm impressed with my father. But I also want to impress my father. So I want to make sure my father sees me doing great shit, but I don't want to ask him to do it for me or to help me. I just want him to be impressed. So I never asked him to help with our deal. I never asked him to help my group. I never asked him to help with anything. I just said, "Yo, Dad, look, I got a deal on Warner Brothers. You got a deal on Warner Brothers? I'm proud of you, son." You know, and to me, that means a lot.
That was big. That was a big accomplishment.
This is a man who has 10 albums and so many. I don't know if it was platinum or gold or whatever back then, because this is like even before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see this, I'm like, yo, I could do that. I'm gonna do that, but I'm not gonna ask him because it's kind of whack. Like, yo, Dad, can you help me get on?
Right.
Then I ain't fucking do nothing. I just asked my
I can't prove my worth to you if I asked you how to do it.
Thank you. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I interviewed his drummer's son maybe 4 weeks ago for my father's documentary.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna introduce you to him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But anyway, so was all.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, with all of this happening, I'm like, I'm trying to really put my foot down, make my mark. And my mother's from Trinidad. Mm-hmm. So we are from Flatbush. We grew up in Flatbush.
Where you grew up in Flatbush?
On Ocean Avenue and Glenwood.
Ocean and Glenwood?
Glenwood. Right? Like 4 blocks away from Midwood.
Right.
Which would have been my zone high school.
Right.
If I wanted to go to Midwood.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, I'm like, fuck that. I'm a saw nigga. I'm going to go to, excuse me. I didn't mean to say nigga.
No, it's fine. We good.
My friend said, don't say nigga. So I'm just saying. She watching. But I was like, yo, I am not going to go to the zone school. I'm a smart dude. I'm going to go to Brooklyn Tech. Mm. However, I had a self-confidence issue. Mm. So I was like, yo, if I put Brooklyn Tech as my first choice, I might not get it. Mm. So I'm going to put Brooklyn Tech as my third choice. Mm. And I'm going to take the test at Stuyvesant so I will fall into Tech. Mm. I'm a smart motherfucker.
And that's what happened.
And that's exactly...
Yeah, because that test was everything. So it was Stuyvesant, Bronx High School, and Tech.
Exactly.
I don't think it counted for LaGuardia, but I do think you had to have a certain grade to get to LaGuardia. But you had to also, audition for LaGuardia.
But in Flatbush, I went to Ditmas. Mm-hmm. Ditmas Junior High School, which is now called IS 78, if I remember. Mm-hmm. I wasn't getting the Tech off of Ditmas. No, I wasn't happy. Right. I had to go take tests. But I had to play it like, and I was always getting in trouble. From the beginning, I was always getting in trouble. So let me go.
I was going to ask you that. What type of kid was you? Like, I know you was mischievous. Like, when we connected, you was wild mischievous. But before Tech, you got siblings that you grew up with?
I'm the oldest of my youngest, my brothers, who are my mother's children. I have older siblings who are my father's children.
Right. But in your household?
In my household, it's me and my 2 brothers. In Flatbush. Right. So it's 3 sons in Flatbush. I'm surprised none of us got shot and killed because we was wilding in Flatbush. Yeah. Like, yo, you can't tell us. And we lived on the block like, Ocean and Glenwood is the good side. At the other end of the block is Foster. Farragut, Foster, and Newkirk. That side, that's where Mike Tyson used to come visit. Don't fuck around over there. You know what fucked up.
Right.
Needless to say, on the block though, we had 5%ers, which was my introduction. We had Hebrew Israelites who were down the block, about Midwood. But then we had Jehovah's Witnesses who came to my house like every Saturday. Oh, shit.
But that's big in the Caribbean community.
No, that's big on my block.
Yeah.
They just came. They just, who is it? We'd like to talk to her. No, we ain't here. But I just heard you, but we ain't here.
Right, we're not here.
So,
was you creative back then?
I was creative because my father was a musician. Right. Mind you, I didn't grow up with my father. I just had his records. And he would come visit every now and again. And I was very happy to see my partners. So what I would do is I would take the bongos and the congas and sit on my fire escape and play for the whole block. And in my mind, the whole block loves my shit. It's a bunch of Jewish people and Irish people on my block. And they did not
love your shit.
No, they didn't love my shit at all. However, the next block, which is East 19th, I had a piano teacher. I never really knew his name, but I knew his daughter's name. His daughter was like 18. I'm like maybe 10. His daughter was like 18. Her name was Danielle. But she and him taught me piano. And so that was as close to what my father was doing as I could get without actually being in his presence. You know what I'm saying?
So that was significant to you then, right? Like kind of aligning with what your father's work was in lieu of the fact that he wasn't with you day to day.
Excuse me, yes, exactly.
Right. Right.
That right there kind of led me along a path where when I started going to summer camp, I was able to listen to the keys. I knew when it was a C, a D, B, E. I knew that. But then at the camp, it was an all-white camp. It was a Moravian camp, I should say. It was a Moravian camp. So it was me and a few kids from Staten Island. There was a couple of kids from Flatbush and a couple of kids from Staten Island. And we enjoyed hip-hop. As much hip-hop as we could get. I was too young to really have a radio and all that shit. But one of my friends, one of the brethren was from Staten Island. His name is Mike Will. Some of y'all might know Mike Will, my big brother Mike Will. He brought Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, and MC Hammer. No, it wasn't MC Hammer. MC Hammer was at home. Me and now turned on Video Music Box, Uncle Ralph, with MC Hammer. But it was Beastie Boys and Public Enemy. And Run DMC. So that was it. That shit blew my mind. But the one song that De La Soul did that I fell in love with was I Know I Love You Better.
That was my joint too.
That shit right there had me in tears. When I got home from camp, I was so sad. I couldn't play bongos anymore on the fight escape. I was just sitting on the fight escape with tears.
He said I couldn't play.
No, really.
The bongos was done.
It was
now
done. I was sad because I was thinking about my friends from camp, the little girls that I liked at camp. I know I love you better. My shit was sad. I just sad.
Yo, I love that first De La album.
Let me tell you something. Nobody really knows how much De La Soul means to me. They don't talk to me now because I fucked up my life and shit.
Right.
But those, and of course, Dave is a Virgo like me. Like, those are my brothers.
Yeah.
Like,
was you at the thing on last March at Webster Hall?
No,
you didn't come
I called in, but I didn't. I couldn't physically go. Matter of fact, no, I was in the hospital.
You was in the hospital.
Couldn't go.
Yeah, De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising, is one of those albums that was for me a validation of the type of child that I was, because De La was a lot like me. Like, they were cool, but they had trauma and they spoke about it. They were not gangster, but they weren't suckers.
Exactly.
Like, they had their own style of speech, they had their own style of dress, and they were unapologetic about it.
And they were not hippies.
No, they weren't. No, they were. That was applied to them by the consumer. That wasn't them, right? Like, they were very much in their own way and in their own style. And they spoke to the kid in me in a way that validated my ability to be myself. And to this day, this morning when I was running, I was listening to Millie Pull a Pistol on Santa. That's one of the joints that popped up on my playlist, which to me is an amazing, amazing song about abuse. It's an amazing song about child abuse. So I know who you were in tech. I remember the mischievous Dylan Acklins, right? I remember the issues with some of our peoples. We won't name names now. We love them to death.
Right.
And then you mentioned the Donald situation, and you said that was the beginning of the end, but in a lot of ways it was the beginning of other things.
But it was the end of the beginning.
Of the beginning, right.
So what happened was, after all that, when I realized that life had to change, I got kicked out of tech and they put me in boys' high. Not boys and girls' high, but
No,
boys'
he was
high.
in Boys High on Marcy and Putnam.
On Marcy and
Street Academy.
Yes.
Street Academy.
Let me tell you something. That was the same year LL Cool J had Mama Said Knock You Out album.
Mm-hmm.
In that school, everybody had a shearling and gold grape earrings and all that, bamboo earrings, all that shit. And they had the salt and pepper haircut. Everybody had it, right?
What you call that, Kyle? What's the bob? That angle bob?
The asymmetrical. We just used to call it the asymmetrical salt and pepper.
Okay, so here's the issue for me. I'm not a hood motherfucker.
You couldn't
I just
tell.
go to well, in tech you couldn't tell,
Yeah, you couldn't tell.
but in that school,
You could tell.
this nigga don't fit in with us. And what happened is, all the girls needed help with their homework. You know me, I'm just a kind dude. I just, whatever. Like, you need help here. You go like this, carry the one, you have an A. In my mind, I think I'm doing a great service for my community. Not for the motherfuckers that live up the block in Albany Projects that also go to the school, who come to school in MPVs and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
The girls that they like only want to talk to me. I'm not into these girls. I'm just trying to help them with their stuff. In my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say one dude's name was L. I said, yo, I have to go to the bathroom to the teacher. So she let me go to the bathroom. This dude, L, also got a bathroom pass. I didn't think nothing of it. The motherfucker shot at me in the hallway.
What?
You're laughing.
What?
I wasn't laughing.
He clapped at you in the hallway?
He clapped at me in the hallway. And obviously he didn't hit me because I'm still alive. But the point is, the motherfucker was trying to clap me up in school.
In school, like literally in school.
During school hours.
That's
First
crazy.
of all, not only did you try to clap at me, but how did you get a gun into school?
Right.
Okay. Try to go all the way upstairs, go all around, come across, and then back in the classroom, avoiding this motherfucker. I said, teacher, hey, so I think I need to get out of here.
Mm.
What can I do to leave this school? Because I don't, if I call my peoples.
Hold on. You got clapped at and you went back
That's
to
a class.
Where am I going?
To the office?
Okay, here's the thing about tech.
Look, Jay said to the office. Maybe the office.
No, here's the thing about tech.
Get security.
I was a fighting ass dude, right? I
Yes, you was.
trying to fuck everybody up
Yes, you
every
was.
opportunity I get.
Yes, you was.
But I would not cut class.
Right.
I never cut class. I like going to class. I just want to fuck niggas up, though.
Yeah. Now I remember one time, like I said, we was waiting for class together, and you had a fight, and you was asking me, you was like, "Yo, did I win? Did you feel like I won?" And I was like, "Yeah, you kind of won. Like, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, I think you won, right? So yeah, you was a fighting
Because if
ass
I
dude.
didn't win, we was going to fight.
Right. right. Nah, maybe you ain't win, but that's totally aside from what I'm saying, bro. What I'm saying is, you dismissed the fact that somebody just tried to murder you and you went back to class.
Where am I? Again, I don't cut class, so I have to go back to class.
Okay.
Where am I going?
It's a wrap for me.
Where am I
I'm
going?
home.
I'm going to show up home early? What are you doing here? First of all, like I said, like I keep saying, we're from Trinidad.
Right.
If you cut class, you come home early, there's something worse
Right.
at home.
Then whatever it is in the school.
Whatever out there, that's bad enough, but when you go home, that's worse.
Mm-hmm.
There's belts. There's
It's
canes.
not worse than
You know? I ain't never been shot. I have no idea. I've been hit with a belt. I know what that feels like. I don't want that.
that. Right.
So I'm like, yo, how can I? She's like, okay, well look, you don't have to come back to class.
Mhm.
Why? That's a wise piece of advice.
Yeah.
What can I do? Just come back to take your SATs. I will transfer you. Cool. I come back in a week and a half, take my SATs. Fring! It was like Mario Brothers. The coins went all the way.
Mm.
My grades are great. They put me in city ass school.
City ass. which they should have put you
In the
they
first
should have
place.
never put you in the street again.
But see, the issue with that is, you got City at School on DeKalb, which is Cas Brook, and then you have Cas Man. And they said, well, which one you go to? I said, I don't want to go to Brooklyn because if I go to Brooklyn, I'm gonna be down the block from Tech. I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna fuck somebody up. So just send me to Manhattan. That was a great change of scenery. Because I ain't never been to Manhattan. Ever. I think maybe twice we went to like, what's Rector Street on the N train? My friend used to boost Jabot.
From Century 21.
Thank you. So that was as far into Manhattan as I went. Unless my moms and my aunts took me to like Delancey Street. So, you know, we here now. Cas Man, all right. Different scenery, different people. There's no beef. There's nobody fighting. Everybody's weird. Motherfuckers got blue hair. You play drums in school. Please don't go to class.
Is this where you pick up hip hop?
This is where I picked it all the way up. But like I said, when I went to the Moravian camp, I was introduced to Beastie Boys, Run DMC, and Public Enemy. So that was, you know, I mean, my homeboys used to skateboard. Michael Talavera and Brian Moe used to skateboard. And that was like, shit, that was as hip hop as it got. You know, you got Beastie Boys in the Trans Ams on Avenue H. You know, it's rocking. But after camp happened, I went to City Ass. With Thomas Jones, who was also a Tech Night. You might know him.
I know Tom. Yeah.
That right there kind of changed the way I looked at what I could do and what I had access to tool-wise. Because I had no idea. And when I saw how involved everybody was, the parties, there are people my age throwing parties. What the fuck? Big parties making money. Like, what the fuck? How you do that? I had no clue. Not a flappers. We don't do that. We throw hooky parties.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's all we
saying?
doing.
And that's it. You got a
not
hooky
making
party.
no money off no party.
As long as you don't get caught, as long as you don't get busted,
Right.
truancy don't come get you, you're good. It was a successful party. Fuck the money, right? Back then. And unless you're a Dengley chain wearer.
I'm trying to think. We threw a party. My crew, we threw a party in January '92 senior. I don't think we charged people. We ain't charged people. Yeah,
That's
we ain't
my
charged
point.
nobody. Yeah, it was a free party.
That's my point.
We threw a party though, but it was free.
Listen, you come in the house, nobody's moms is here, everybody's in the house. Crib be packed, they be packed with little motherfuckers, a whole bunch of book bags.
No, we threw a night party. Like, we actually threw a party. Like, at night, in the basement over here on Claremont and Myrtle.
Yeah, that wasn't working.
It was snowing. Shout to George Purdy. I remember Purdy.
Yeah, that's
you remember George Purdy? You remember George Purdy? Yeah, you remember George. That's who you was fighting that time. Yeah. That's what you asked me.
Yeah, I remember George
That's who you fought when you asked me if you won. Right.
I love George Purdy, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
Purdy.
him, it was his homeboy.
Who was his homeboy?
Trevor.
Yes, Trevor. Yeah, Trevor. Shout to Trevor. Yes.
Trevor's still alive?
Yeah, Trevor's still alive.
I heard he moved to DC and shit.
I don't
You know,
I'm not
this is what
snitching. I'm not saying
No. Trevor, we good. I saw him like once or twice.
So, tell me about this hip hop thing and when you, because I'm gonna be honest with you. So
came out of nowhere, right?
for me, it came out of nowhere because it's like you was at Tech, you left Tech, I went to Morgan, and I'm rhyming right at the time, and so then I see Bush Babies and whatever your first video
This
was.
when I still had hair.
Yeah, whatever your first video was, and I'm
Sweet.
like, yo, that's my man.
Yes. My cousin went to Morgan with you.
Who's your cousin?
He called himself Chase. And he died. He called himself Chase. His name was Tabari.
Tabari, I don't know the name. But yeah, man.
You know
So
what
I saw you, and I'm like, wait a minute.
That's
Like,
my man.
this is
What's
my
he-
guy
what's he
here.
doing here?
Wait, right. So tell me, how did this happen? Tell me how it happened.
Yo, so again, City Ass.
Right.
I started interning at a bunch of record labels. I interned at Epic, and Epic had Shabaranks and not Eric Benet, but like the Tony Terry.
Tony Terry.
Who was the Eric Benet before Eric Benet. So I interned there on like Monday and Wednesday. On Tuesday and Thursday, I interned at Columbia, Rough House, and they had the Fugees, Crisscross and Cypress.
Now, what made you intern at these labels?
Man, this one kid, I don't remember his last name, but his name was Jason. I don't know his last name. Not you. But he's like, yo, you want a job in the music industry? I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know shit about it.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's better than coming to class. Hell yeah, let me do that shit. Go sign up for these internships and tell them you to work in the A&R department. Okay, if you say so.
Yo, he blessed you.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking. What's an A&R? I've never heard of this shit.
He blessed you, though.
I have to look this up in the dictionary. A&R does not exist in the dictionary.
Right.
It's not there. I didn't know it was artist repertoire, but I'm listening to Jason. And on Fridays, I interned at East West, who had DOS Effects. So imagine. And my off weeks, I would intern at 40th Street Black. 40th Street Black managed Fushnikins, UMCs, D-Nice, The King and I. There's somebody else. I don't know why. Organized Confusion. And so that was on my off weeks, I would intern there. And on my on weeks, I would intern at Social Def, Rough House, Fugees, Rough House, Cypress Hill. No, wasn't Fuji. Tin Dog. Tin Dog, Cypress Hills.
Step to me. Tin Dog.
Fuck Compton.
Fuck Compton.
Fuck
Right. Right.
Now, mind you, I love Compton. My sister lives in Compton. But at the time, I'm a rebellious teenager, so whatever. Fuck everything.
Right.
Fuck everything. Fuck everybody. I'm going to fuck you up right now.
So you literally at like 4 or 5 labels throughout the week.
Just interning.
Young Ackland still is running around interning.
Just tiptoeing on Islam, but still getting my ear full and my eye full of how the business works. I had no idea about production. I had no idea about songwriting. I had no idea about rapping. Matter of fact, my first verse was written in gym, in tech, with OJ from Spit Kickers. OJ, shout. But the point is, like, he's the one who first made me buy a notebook. You got to do bars. Every line got to match and rhyme with the next bar. I didn't know. I'm just writing shit and just, in my head, I'm just doing some fresh shit. At all. But OJ schooled me about that. By the time I got to City Ass, I wasn't really thinking about being no rapper. I was just trying to think of how not to have to go to class. So,
if that means I can intern at labels, I'm interning at labels.
And I get grades, and I don't have to go to class. How the fuck you put me in there? They put me in there. I'm excited and shit and doing well. And all my other friends, I realized I was doing way better at their internships, also at record labels. Fuck. I gotta figure this shit out. So eventually I said, okay, you know what? And my best friend at the time at City Ass, his name was Ja. And Ja used to take me with him to the studio when he was doing his demo. In my mind, that shit was incredible. This is. But I still had no experience. I had nothing tactical, nothing tangible. I didn't experience anything. I just, supported emotionally and spiritually. I was like, yeah, I love your shit.
Right.
But I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
I'm just tagging along. They had a group. They doing demo. This shit's on TV game. He got tapes and shit. I'm like, oh shit, my boy got a tape.
That was big back in the day.
To
when
me,
you had your shit on tape and you could play it for niggas, that was big.
Incredible.
That was incredible back in the day. I remember that feeling.
So to me, I'm sitting there all sad and depressed. I don't get kicked out of tech. I go to City As. My internship is great, but my friends got their shit popping off. I have nothing. What the fuck? I go to my block. It's a bunch of 5%ers. I'm halfway done my 5% lessons. I don't really fit in over there. I'm half Trinidadian, so I don't really fit in over there. I'm half Bahamian, so I don't really fit in over there. What the fuck, man? I gotta figure this shit out. Here's the thing. When folks realized that I could get passes to all the events because I'm an intern at the such and such label,
right?
Now I got strings I can pull. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I could get you into the such and such. The whole fucking school
is with it.
Was with me.
Right.
Standing outside the door, I'm like, yo, it's me from Columbia Records. Mm-hmm. Who's this little short, young, 15-year-old kid with dirty ass sneakers and 100 kids behind him talking about he belongs here? Mm-hmm. I don't know what I said, but somehow I ended up in there with everybody. I guess I was better than I thought. I'm in there. We in there. I see this Jamaican kid. And this motherfucker blew my mind. I'm like, yo, is anybody else seeing this? Does anybody else not see this kid? Nobody really caught it. But again, because I'm from Trinidad, because I'm Caribbean, so to speak, I get it. I come from hooky parties in Flatbush. Right. I get it. I'm not going to do his rhyme, but, you know, he just did his shit. I was like, oh my God, yo, this is incredible. I didn't speak to him that day. Because I also had a shyness issue. I had a self-confidence issue. So I wasn't really talkative and all that back then. So I was just really like, I like that kid. I'm going to find him one day. In my mind, it was like, one day I'm going to find him. But by the time I left there, he was over. Right. You know, I wasn't going to find him.
But you did find him.
Not yet, though. I'm going to get to that part. The next week, so once again, I am the dude on my block that works on all the record labels. I don't fucking work there. I have a train pass. But I intern there. So I can get into all the clubs in New York. As a kid. 15, 16 years old. I end up in Sheepshead Bay. And the club was called... It's the only fucking one that's out there in Sheepshead Bay. It's going to come to me in a second. Lee Major and his group performed. Roughneck Soldiers, shout out to them, Tony and Charlie, shout out to y'all. They didn't want to kill me for a long time. Because I told them, yo, listen, that's dope, but you got to come with me. Because, yo, I can get a deal. I couldn't get that.
You're right.
I can't get shit.
Right.
But yo, roll me out, we can do some shit. Ever since that, the motherfuckers wanted to kill me for a long time. So I'm glad we're friends now. I love y'all. Thank you for the opportunity, and I extend my whatever I can to you at any time.
So you told Lee Majors you'll come with me.
Come with me. He rolled with me. We start hanging out every day. I would travel all the way because he went to Fort Hamilton, I believe.
Oh, he went to Fort Hamilton. My cousin went to Fort Hamilton.
Yeah, so he lived in Flatbush, but he went to
Fort
Hamilton.
He went way over to Fort Hamilton.
Sunset Park.
Yeah.
So when you're in Sunset, it's not Sunset, it's Gunset. It's a bunch of Puerto Ricans and it's called Gunset.
Yeah, they'll chase you the fuck up out of there.
Guess what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Nah, I know. My cousin went to Fort Hamilton.
Right.
I know.
Right. On the Army base.
Yeah. No, Fort Hamilton wasn't on the Army base.
It was
near the Army base, right.
Well, guess what? Either you knew somebody on the Army base and that saved you.
That's why my cousin went, because my uncle
all the way home. Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a sense of fear. Like, I'm not afraid of that shit. Like, I do that shit. I just have, I just don't have communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the kind of self-esteem, I guess, where you communicate openly. I'm really quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm an introvert, so to speak. So to me, it's like, I'm going to see him. I don't give a fuck about these dudes that's shooting everybody and slapping people on the train and slicing niggas. Yeah, I'm there. I'm with you. Matter of fact, but I'm on yes. I'm with y'all. I'm not getting sliced with them. I'm with y'all. So I'm with them while they slapping people on the train. They slicing people up. And these are my dudes. But they're my dudes only because I came for Lee Major. I'm sorry, Babyface
Chaos, right.
So I'm here for him. I don't give a fuck what y'all doing. I respect y'all. I'm with it, but I'm from Flatbush. I don't give a fuck what y'all doing. I came for him. I had no idea what the fuck I was getting into. Me and him start hanging out. I start going to his house. We writing rhymes and shit. Start screaming to y'all like, yo, one day I'm like, yo, listen. I went to a show a couple of months, not at this point it's like a couple of months back now. Matter of fact, it was winter time when I saw YT. It's now spring. Like, yo, I saw this reggae dude in the winter. I'm gonna find him and he should be in the group. I didn't know this motherfucker either. But I knew the dude that threw the party that he performed at. So I spoke to that dude, who spoke to his brother, who spoke to the mailman, who actually delivered mail to YT's house in Tribeca. Found him, got his beeper number. Beeped him out of nowhere. Yo, who this? I'm like, yo, you don't know me, but I came to the show, you did it, da da da. You gotta come see me, meet me in Queens.
Why would you have me meet you in Queens?
I'm getting to that. The way I think all the way out there, right? So I'm like, yo, come meet me over here. He meets me all the way in, not Flushing, but he meets me by LaGuardia. We have a meeting, we talk, we chilling. We get along, it's a good conversation. He's like, yeah, I'm down to do something with y'all. Lee wasn't there. It's just me by myself. Yeah, I'm down to do a thing with y'all. I bet we have a show in 1 hour.
Nah.
At that school over there.
Nah.
Yeah. So Lee meets us over there. Jamal meets us over there. I mean, Jamal is there with me. So we do the show. We won first place.
Y'all won first place in the show. What was the routine?
We never met before. Just fucking rhyme.
Just spit. Just spit.
Just rhyme. I'm playing some beats that I did at my friend's studio. My mother paid for studio time. I chopped up some shit, made it sound like some cool shit. Matter of fact, we chopped up UMCs. It was blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
By UMCs, we chopped it up in a way. We pitched it down. We moved it around. Made it sound like a different beat. To me, in my mind, it was a different beat. It's the same fucking beat. We did that shit, we won first place. He was like, yeah, you win free studio time and die. I'm like, man, fuck your studio. We just want to win.
Right.
To prove, I don't prove shit to you. I'm trying to prove to these two dudes
that this could work. Right, that this shit could work.
That got nothing to do with y'all.
So that should validate. You like, see, we nice.
You know, that's
right.
It. That was it. So from that, the same dude who threw the party, whose younger brother I went to school with, whose friend was the mailman
that connected you.
That connected me with YT, actually had a studio at the Palladium. I don't know if you remember the Palladium. There used to be a basement in the Palladium, and in the basement they had studios. And we went, and it was the studio was dope. But the acoustic was terrible. Because the Palladium, it's like big.
Right.
In the underground, remember that show, Beauty and the Beast? With Vincent, the Lion.
All the underground shit. But I love that shit about New York. Like, New York has all those caverns.
It was a cavern.
Right.
So all the spaces were big, cavernous, echoing, acoustically terrible for a studio. So as much as we went there, I think we went like 2 or 3 times, I was like, yo, this shit ain't gonna work. So we ended up going somewhere else. And we went there, and before we went there, we went to another performance at the same club in Sheepshead Bay. We performed there and won first place there too. See, I told y'all it was dope. We were supposed to win $150 and sneakers for each of us.
Right. I
don't want to say these two dudes' names, but we won one pair of sneakers. I'm laughing because you're laughing. I wasn't laughing.
He wasn't laughing back then.
I wasn't laughing. We was laughing. Yo, first of all,
he was ready to fight.
I'm the middle guy, right? I'm Lee Major's the oldest.
YT the youngest.
White is the youngest. You gave us 3 wishes.
Right.
Because it was 3 wishes. We wished we had 3 sneakers. You gave us 1 pair of sneakers between 3 dudes.
No, son.
And you didn't give us $150. You gave us $50 to split.
Yo, he did you wild dirty.
Again, I think for the enjoyment of the story, it's almost like I want to say their names. Fuck that. I ain't gonna do that shit.
We'll do it. We'll talk off camera about it.
But
they still around though?
They're still around.
All right, yeah, we'll talk about it.
I love those guys too because, you know, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have said, man, fuck this shit. We're going to figure this shit out.
Right.
And we figured it out. And we end up doing a demo. The same dude who had the studio at the Palladium had friends at BMI.
Wow.
At BMI, we signed on as BMI writers. And...
Bro, you doing all this and you're not 18 yet.
No, not 18 yet.
Yeah, you're not 18 yet. Right.
Oh, that's a funny...
You're in the basement of the fucking Palladium.
I'm going to get to the funny part of the story,
You're
too.
signing on to BMI and you're not 18.
We're at BMI, we're signing shit. I don't know how the fuck we did it because we're 18. We should not sign because we're
without
not
your
18.
parents, right.
But we did it anyway.
Welcome to New York in the early 90s.
Look, man, whatever we could do, we're going to do, right?
Yeah, that's New York.
So we ended up signing to BMI. Through BMI, we meet Bart Phillips. Bart Phillips was a co-manager at So Def. I interned at So Def. Oh shit! Well, not so at Rough House.
Rough House,
which is also alongside So Def. So Bart Phillips, So Def. Oh, that's dope. They become our managers. Then, again, all this shit happens in the space of like 2 months. I meet Lee and Jamal, we do the shows, we get all this shit is great.
So wait a minute.
In 2 months.
From the time you met Lee to the time you get managed by Bart is like 2 months.
2 months.
Wow.
Lee, Jamal, we figure this shit out. We don't
Talent show win. BMI.
And we just fucking busting our ass trying to figure shit out. And in school, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to school, got my bag on, doing my regular schoolwork. I'm great, my grades and shit. I'm wonderful. But when I leave school, on the way up Carmine Street, because when you come from City Ave, you walk up Carmine Street to get back to the village, there's a record store. They have no hip hop records. Every record is a house record. But I still go there anyway just because it's live music. I want to go there and just
vibe.
Just see what the fuck going on.
Right.
So I'm there, vibes out, feeling this shit out. Okay, this is great. And I have to leave. I'm like, damn, I gotta go home. But by the time I get home, first of all, I only got money for the train or a slice of pizza.
Right. Either or.
So either you're gonna go home
hungry or you're gonna jump the turnstile with a full stomach.
Or option 3,
right.
Washington Square Park is right there. Go over there and see. Because my boys at school been telling me, yo, all rappers be at Washington Square Park. Word? I'm a rapper in my head, right? In my mind. I ain't never fucking rapping in front of nobody. But fuck, I'm gonna go. There's Adolf the Assassin.
Shout out to Adolf.
It's so with Lauryn Hill. John Forte, everybody was there. Fucking Black Thought eventually started coming out. Everybody was there. We're all there. And we're like, but none of us have record deals. We're just all kids. I'm probably one of the younger ones. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, everybody's like 16, 17, 18, maybe 19. And that's even a stretch because everybody, even like Chloe Savini, all of them was there. Everybody. Harold Hunter, skateboard.
Yeah.
Everybody
I met Harold
was
Hunter
there.
at Washington Square Park.
We were there. Everybody was there.
Right.
And then I was like, yo, this is where the fuck I need to be. And I get to see what they're doing. I get to hear what they're doing. I'm watching them spit verses. There wasn't spitting verses. There was kicking their rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody had Blackberries. Nobody had pages, Twigs. Nobody had that. You wrote your shit down or you freestyled it.
That's it.
And if you didn't have, and you couldn't whip out no notebook, you couldn't do no cannabis shit, pulling out your notebook like, oh, kicking your shit. You gotta know your shit or you gotta freestyle your shit. Mm-hmm. And that is when I realized the importance of learning and understanding your freestyle and how to really get in tune with yourself and your surroundings. Mm-hmm. Because it's not, you don't know if that person is coming with a dog. You don't know what this person is wearing. You don't know none of this shit. So you gotta like do it right now. Mm-hmm. Tyler Kweli was there, Rubix was there, Juju was there, Dante was there, but he was not rapping. And he wasn't Mos Def yet. Right. He was a drummer. Mm. Dante was a drummer for Lyricist Lounge. And Lyricist Lounge had a little lounge upstairs on 2nd Avenue. And I think Orchard Street or some shit like that. And Dante was rapping. He had on some purple shades and shit. He's like, who does this motherfucker look like? He looked like a Muslim musician from the 50s. But he plays the drums. Oh shit. But then he's playing drums and rapping. How's he doing this shit? At that point, I'm like, this motherfucker is my best friend in my mind. Because I don't know him. The story gets crazier. As time goes on, we finally get a deal. Warner. We sign. They start showcasing us at little shit here and there.
One quick question about the deal. When you got a deal, they gave you an advance? What was the advance that you got?
We got $250.
$250K.
$250 in 1994, but we were too generous. We gave away all that money.
Yeah, wow.
Like we overpaid our lawyer, we overpaid our accountant, we overpaid everybody. We overpaid our producers. Some of them, yes. Some of them got what they were supposed to get. Some of them did not deserve what the fuck they got. But we didn't fucking know. We never seen this much money before. Right. You know what I'm saying? That money, that's $250 over there. We pay everybody, and we'll still have money left over. Right. Psych. Psych. We paid everybody, and it's like, yeah, you guys are out of money. You guys are less money. What the fuck are you talking about? We each got. It's between us, right? Between us.
It's between us.
Between us and y'all out there. We had gotten, for each of our pockets, I know Lean Jamal is probably going to stab me about this. I think we got like $8,000 a piece.
Out the $250.
Out the $250.
Each of y'all got $8,000.
We got $8,000 for our pockets.
And the rest went to Project.
And what wherever it went. So I got some shirts. I got some shoes. I didn't even buy no fresh ass sneakers. I just bought fucking. They didn't even have Uggs yet. Just whatever shoes I bought and whatever T-shirts I got from the store on 8th Street. Lee got what he got. Jamal got what he got. And we was I wasn't really thinking about this is a job. I'm also thinking. This is some money in my pocket, and when I need more money, I go back to my label and be like, yo, I need more money. Right. Nobody told me otherwise. I never had a job. I had an internship with a trade pass. So, whatever. Just I need more money. $1,000. What's $1,000? And so we burned through that shit like quick, fast. I knew shit about producing. I knew I wanted to hear, but I didn't know how to press buttons. I didn't know how to do none of that. So our producer at the time, his name was Jay Prince. I would leave Flatbush and go all the way to Bushwick on the train, just for train fare. And be over there for hours trying to practice and learn. He didn't even have a SP1200, he didn't have an MP, he had nothing. He had an Atari. So Atari computer, same shit we do on our Macs now, he was doing that then on our Atari. There was the old school joint, it was shaped like a square, and it had a mouse. Trying to move it, but don't look like kick and snare. Don't look cool like that. Just look like you're playing Pong, but you make it match up to where you want it to be. That was half of the Ambushed album.
So your first album, you saying half of the beats from your first album come from that Atari computer?
All the beats that say Khaliyl, Mr. Man, and Jay Prince were done on Atari. I forget what it was. It was Atari old school joint. And that was one set of beats. And the other half was Mark Batson, Chris and Charlie from Jersey, Salam Remy, Jermaine Dupri.
And this is when Salam was young too.
Salam was brand. The only thing Salam had at the time was Ziggy.
Right.
Breaking the Door.
Right. The Salam.
Right.
Yep.
So there was that.
Exactly.
I think he did Aini Kamosi. I'm a lyrical gangster murder. I think so. I could be wrong. But there was that, and he had something else. Oh, he was doing the Fugees. So all the fly shit that we didn't get,
the Fugees
is because we didn't get it because they got it.
How many mics? All them joints. Yes.
As much as I love them, let's not talk about that. And that shit pissed me off. To this day, that shit still pisses me off. I love you, Lauren, Wyclef, Proswell, y'all family, but yo, I'm pissed off about my album. The album was hot though. The album was hot. But I'm just saying.
Right.
So from that, I started saying to myself, yo, but this is cool, but this is not, and a lot of that record, those songs were our demos.
So a lot of the Ambush record came from the demo.
It was demos. Remember We was the demo.
Remember We was the dip. That was, I can see how you got a deal off that.
No, but it wasn't that version.
Right.
That was a Salam remix that everybody knew.
Gotcha.
The other version was some old, it was very different. But Salam remixed it, and that became the second single. The first single was Swing It, which to this day, me and Light argue about this all the time. He hates that record. Yeah. I don't think it's that bad. I get on stage, I perform, I do the song, but that was not a good representation of what we were doing and who we are coming from Flatbush. It just wasn't. Then there was a changing of the guards. Our A&R was Peter Edge and Benny Medina. They hired a new guy who came from the Native Tongues camp. His name was Ian Alexander. Shout Ian. Ian was like, yo, you guys' stuff is cool, but I'm going to put you together with some stuff that you need. Okay, whatever. Comes in one day, and he has beats. He's just hot. Who did that? Ali Shaheed Muhammad from from Tribe Called Quest. He did that. Yo, you think he could give us some beats too? These are for y'all. What are you talking about? This tape is for y'all. Oh shit. I had no idea. We go through the tape, and we had this one joint. Boom, 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 boom. We want that one. Yeah. It wasn't we want that beat. Don't play this shit for nobody. There's nobody else. There's like 1, 2 other rap groups, but there's nobody else. Money Love was there, and when we came, Jungle Brothers had just left Warner Brothers. So, but you know, we flatbush. We hold it like this. Stay away from my shit. I'm asleep one day. Comes me in a dream. No. I spoke early. I go to Majesty's house from the King and I with DCQ. DCQ is
I know DCQ is
most Def brother,
yeah.
right? So we go over there because
Medina Green.
Right? So these are my homeboys now. So I'm like, yo,
right.
Let's go to my boy Izzy's to Majesty's house. And we're at Majesty's crib. Me, DCQ, Kasim, and Jay. And we having a freestyle session. And the freestyle goes, I get to my part, I'm like, it's like this, y'all. It's like that, y'all. Represent for hip hop. Yeah, I gotta go.
I'm out. I'm out.
So I bounce to my house, I'm like, yo, you're not gonna believe this. What's up? Because we would have group meetings every day at 9 a.m. on the phone. I call them, he called him on the three-way, you know what I'm saying? We do that. And we call, so every day I'd be like, yo, check this out. It goes like this. Nah, it's like this, y'all. I was like, yo, Lee, but you gotta say it because you got the voice. It worked.
It worked.
Shoot me. And Jamal goes, we run things. So it's like, oh, this shit is incredible. So at the last minute in the studio, I do the whole, this y'all, that y'all. But that wasn't really planned. That was just kind of last minute. And it became the thing. All of a sudden, there's life in this group called the Bush Babies. Because before that, motherfuckers hated us. My own block hated me on my block. They hated me when I came down the block every day. I was still in school, by the way.
Right.
I come down the block, motherfuckers want to fuck me. And there's other groups. You had the Busted Melons. You had the Bushwhackers. You had other groups on the block who did not like Bush Babies. We cool now, but back then.
But can you see why? It was part of it. I don't know why exactly for them, but for me, it's like you guys really just got on because of happenstance. Like you really just was playing the city of New York, right? So you was the backdrop of your story is Manhattan, Washington Square Park, Lower Manhattan. You at City As, so you get internships, so you make relationships, and out of those relationships, you ain't even know these niggas.
Nope.
Now you like you A&R'd your group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now y'all on, and it's like, wait a minute. Here I am rhyming, I'm trying to get on, and I don't have the relationships or connections. And here you come on the block, and y'all the fucking Bush
do
baby.
all the shit that we want, and you got it.
Right.
Yo, I still remember them records. Rough, Rugged, and Raw. Bushwhackers. I remember all that shit. I used to love them dudes. But again, they hated the fuck out of us.
Let me ask you something. How far did that record? Because I feel like We Run Things was probably your biggest record. It was the biggest record.
That was the first record.
From the outside looking in, that was the record. How far did that take you? Like, tell me a time where you was like in a city, in a country, doing We Run Things. You're like, shit, this shit brought me to this level.
From that, okay, We Run Things. First time we performed We Run Things. The Bushwhackers again, were performing at Prospect Park with DJ Enough.
And I remember the Bushwhackers too.
And we happened to just go there. We weren't like, nobody wants to see us. Who the fuck are we? We got a good song, but who the fuck? Nobody cares. My man Magic said, "Yo, nah, y'all gotta come down here because you gotta do your thing and support your record." Yeah, but they perform. We're not performing. No, fuck that. Y'all gonna go. We're gonna see what happens. Fine, so we go. He goes, "Yo," to Enough. He goes, "Yo, Bush Baby's right here." He looks to the left, looks to the right. I says, by the time, and the other groups, aka the Bushwhackers, who were supposed to perform, got kind of pushed aside a little bit to make room for the Bush Babies. We rock though. We show up and they tell us get on stage, we get on stage. We have no idea. Yo, by the time,
yes, y'all.
Yo, my God, that's the whole.
It's over.
The whole Prospect Park came from the other side of Prospect Park to see what was going on. That shit sounded so right. We rocked the fucking world that day. It looked like fucking the Million Man March that day. It was so good, but it was so bad because when we were done, everybody left. So how you think the other group?
Bushwhackers are horrible, right?
Remember I said every time they saw me, they want to fuck me up because I'm the only one that lives on my block. Everybody lives in other parts of the bush. I live on the block with these dudes. So not only do we have a deal, but now I gotta snatch the stage out from under you, I snatch the mic from you, and I perform it, I rock this shit, and everybody leaves. So when I come outside on the block, y'all standing outside like that, and they can go right there. Motherfucker, right here, he right there, he's right there.
Running.
But yo, and I'm only 5'6" or 5, whatever. I'm not gonna last.
Right.
I can fight. I like to fight, but I'm not that good of a fighter that I can fight all these motherfuckers. This ain't gonna work.
Right.
Needless to say, I hung my hat that day. And the next thing you know is just, but after that happened, whoever the tastemakers were, whoever the magazines were, whoever the DJs were that were in the crowd that day, they started spreading the word.
Right. Bush Babies is for real.
Now all of a sudden we're getting booked. Oh shit. We're getting booked everywhere. Now we're on tour with the Beat Nuts, 40 Thieves, 9 Double M Trigger Man. That was my bro. And Channel Live. And we toured the whole fucking US in 2 Echo Liner vans. So we all in the back of these 2 vans, rumbling around with the luggage and shit.
Just like the cartoons, the luggage is jumping, y'all jumping.
Literally. And I'm the small guy, so I gotta sit in the back, right?
Right.
Lee Major was always in the front. We toured the whole fucking country, though, everywhere. I still have my sombrero right now from when we went to Mexico then. I was looking at it today. I was like, oh shit.
Yo, was this shit moving too fast for you? In hindsight, now that
Life
back then, was it just too fast?
It wasn't too fast, but I had to learn a lot of business shit.
Right.
It was kind of like we got dropped into the bucket and was like, yo, whatever it is, just figure it out on your way. And you know, we are very fucking arrogant, egotistical people. We Caribbean. You ain't gonna fucking, I'm not gonna look stupid in front of y'all. So whatever you say, I'm gonna figure it out while we go.
I asked you that because the music business did that during that time. And they do that even now with these young kids. What they do is, a young kid has a song. The song can sell in the marketplace. You put the song out when the kid makes the song. the song now can become viral instantaneously. But even back then in the 90s, it only took a couple of spins for people to hear the song. And God forbid you make a fucking video. Now we all heard the song on Video Music Box, on your MTV Rap, on the box. And now you got to live up to that stardom where 300,000 kids know the words to Rerun Things. But no one is educating you on how the business is. So now you're getting paperwork pushed in front of you to sign. Now you're on trips, and now it's big money, and they talking $250K, but what does that really mean to a 17-year-old?
I don't fucking think, because we didn't see $250K.
Right, you probably never saw the $250K.
It ain't like these days where it's like, yo, I want $1 million, and they put $1 million in your hand plus your budget.
Right.
It wasn't that.
Right.
It was AK after the budget.
Right.
And then whatever little coins we got when we did them shows.
Little show money. Right, little show money.
So, you know, it was cool. Like, you know, it was, again, because we didn't have the exposure to what was going on in the world, I'm looking at, oh shit, special ed, oh shit, nice and smooth, oh shit, so. We didn't have, and as much as Bart and Jermaine and all of them at Social Def try to really be involved, they're in Atlanta. We're in New York. In Flatbush.
Right.
We're not involved in everything. Like when we finish doing the show, we finish being in the studio, whatever, I go home, I turn on Thundercats, motherfucker.
Right. You back to your life.
I'm back to Flatbush.
So again, it's almost like when you was talking about when you awoke from the stroke, and it was like you was watching your life on TV, but you kind of wasn't connected. I feel like that's kind of what you're talking about here. Is this idea of, yeah, I was doing this shit, but when I was done with the show, I was back to
regular Khaliyl. I wasn't Mr. Mad Acrobat, the great writer, the great thinker. I wasn't whatever the fuck is going on. I wasn't that. When I got on stage, I went home, washed the fucking dishes.
Wash the fucking dishes.
What is that? You have money for that? Okay, so put up some money for that.
Right.
It wasn't no excitement. It wasn't happiness in the bush. It wasn't
buying
that.
my mom's a crib. Buying, like, it wasn't that.
That was way later. And that didn't really happen until Gravity. Because even with Gravity, there's still little nuances and little things that I didn't know yet. I learned a lot of it from being around people like Sean J. Period. And being around Salam, because now money's important now. It wasn't like back then when I was in high school.
When you were a kid, right.
You got a train pass. You're like, well, fuck, I can go home, I can buy some pizza on the way home. Great, I can eat, whatever. By the time Gravity came, living by yourself, you got to pay your rent. Lee got to pay his rent. Jamal got to pay his rent. We got to figure some shit out. Fuck the tunnel. Fuck what Martin is doing. Because everybody who used to see on the TV, on Fox and Channel 9 and Channel ABC, NBC, they were all in the tunnel with us. But when they go home, it was great.
When
for
y'all
them.
go home, it's struggle.
When we go home, it's like you're washing the dishes.
Right.
You know, it wasn't exciting.
Right.
But when I was at the point of Gravity, I see the kind of check Ali's getting. I see the kind of check Q-Tip is getting. I see the kind of check Sean J. Period is getting. And he was getting like maybe half or a third of what they were getting. But then I started catching on like, oh shit. They're making fucking money. How did I not know this? Like, what the fuck? Well, what did you teach these kids that they have no idea that there's money there and that's their money? At the time, and at this time, not social deaf, the management company, ERI, Entertainment Resources, split. So they no longer manage the Bush Babies. So we need a new manager. So we get a manager named Kedar Massenberg. Kedar had D'Angelo, Chico DeBarge, and Erykah Badu. At the same time, they managed the Bush Babies. So I said, yo, man, I could produce this. I could produce this album. Well, yo, and this Kedar was like, yo, I don't know, man. We'll see. I tell you what, I'll buy you an SP1200 and an ASR10, and I see what you do with it. And if you do the right thing, I hope you get more stuff.
That's what Kedar said.
That's Kedar. In my mind, I'm hyped because oh shit, I got an SP1200, this is mine. Sean J. Perry is the one that tells me, yo, because he had an SP1200 and an Ensoniq 16, and Ensoniq 8. Yo, Khaliyl, get yourself an ASR 10. What is that? That's the upgrade of the Ensoniq.
I know the ASR.
So I get an ASR 10 and SP1200. I'm like, oh shit, I'm hyped. Meanwhile, I'm looking at everybody else. Everybody got an MP and a this and a that. But I love my SP1200 and my ASR 10. Eventually, I realized that, yo, it doesn't really make sense to take this ASR 10 everywhere. So I just kind of figured out how to start doing stuff in the SP1200 by itself. And one day I went to D&D Studios. And DJ Premier was in there. I don't think he had an SR10. But whatever he had, it felt like I could make my SP1200 sound like that. Or at least I'm going to try. There's no reason that I should not be able to do that. So I go home and I'm banging. To the person one time for months. And Sean J. Perry goes, Khaliyl, just do this.
Just a little knob turn.
Just turn that shit. And my shit comes out beautiful. And that is what got me to do all the stuff that was on Gravity. SOS, 9 Ether, just a whole bunch of whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the magic happened. Beanie Man called Kedar months ago. We from Flatbush. What you mean Beanie Man called you months ago? Yeah, some guy named Beanie Man keeps calling. What the fuck you talking about? Beanie Man called you for us? And you didn't tell us? We from Flatbush. Finally, we get in contact with Beanie Man. He comes to my house. Beanie Man comes to my house on Glenwood Road and Ocean Avenue. Beanie, I don't remember this. But it was Beanie Man and his whole squad. 20 motherfuckers. And mad weed. My ceilings were black.
All the weed smoke.
Yo. The shit was scary because at the time I didn't smoke. I look out the window, the whole block is lined with cars. Nobody else does that. It's Beanie Man and his crew. So when I open my door, they come up to the 3rd floor, and I open my door. It's like a clown car, except they were coming in. They
just keep coming in. Just keep coming in.
And there's motherfuckers sitting on the fridge, sitting on the stove, sitting on the sink. Yo, motherfuckers everywhere. I'm I'm trying not to be hyped because Beanie Man is in my house. I'm also trying not to be high because Beanie Man and his crew is smoking in my house.
Out your house.
So I'm fucking high as a motherfucker. But I'm enjoying the fact that Beanie Man, now mind you, outside, the bushwhackers is over there.
Oh, they want to kill you.
The Busted Nuts is up the block.
Yeah, they want to fucking kill you now.
But I got Beanie Man in my house.
They want to kill you. They want to fucking kill you.
real talk. But, you know, whatever. Like, I'm going to die doing music that I love. Right? Fuck it.
Right.
I'm not even good at music. I just have ideas that I want to share. And I want to learn this shit.
Right.
I want to learn how to press buttons and kick, snare, hi-hat, da-da-da. I still don't really know shit. But I'm playing my practice beats. Beanie Man says, yo, I want that one. You want that? For real? Okay, bet. You got it. It's yours. Yo, I call everybody I gave that beat to before. Yo, you can't use that.
You can't have that beat.
It's for a very special project. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. So Beanie Man now gets the beat. It wasn't really a great beat, but because that's my first beat ever that was not for my group.
Right.
With my group, it could have worked.
Right.
Because it was like a kind of hip hop kind of beat, but for Beanie Man, a dancehall artist, it's not really no work.
He bought it from you?
He bought it from me.
How much you pay for it?
14 grand.
Nigga, it worked. It worked well.
No, let me tell you something.
It worked.
When I saw the check, I think that day I started drinking. Because I was like, Carl, you mean to tell me I could get Q-Tip on Ali Shaheed and Pastor News money for a beat? Oh, shit. I had no clue.
I'm making beats. Right, and now, because I know you, right? We grew up as kids together, but now to hear this really validates the fact that I've always felt like you was a visionary. Like you was somebody who saw things different than the world sees it. It's been amazing. But because we only got 10 minutes, I really want to go back to the stroke thing because you started.
Word. Okay.
You started with us off camera, but I want, because it's an amazing story, bro.
Thank you.
And I just want to end by giving you the 10 minutes to talk about what happened. And let me just say this.
I'm laughing because I'm like 10 minutes I was in the coma.
right. But let me just say this. We performed. We didn't perform. I emceed, you performed. But I felt like we performed.
Yeah.
At the Hip Hop 50 block party. And
right.
It was very important for me to have you there. And when I realized that you couldn't necessarily kick your rhymes with the same energy, it was very important for me to say your rhymes with you. And that was a moment for me, bro.
That's a moment for me.
That was a moment for me to get an opportunity to stand in front of 8,000 people and to rhyme with you on your track. It meant everything to me. But it's because you my brother, and I saw that you needed that support, and that's what we're supposed to do.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that shit was one of the highlights of my life.
Let me tell you something. Just touching on the show. The fact that Chip Fu called me and said, yo, you gotta talk to Marlon. Marlon who? Marlon went to school with? Yeah, call him. The fact that you said, yo, can y'all do it? How the fuck yeah? I don't make sure my dudes are here because everybody lives in Florida now. Make sure they're here so we can do it together. All three of us. That right there meant the world to me.
To me as well.
It's true.
For sure. Pandemic. The day before we go on the lockdown.
The day before the pandemic. Yo, man, I was doing some fucking incredible records. Like, this shit is great. This shit is great. This is for Light. This is for Lee. This is for me. We're doing solo projects. This is going to be great. I'm arguing with my wife at the time. we can't see eye to eye, man. I'm a Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always in service, right? I always feel like I want to be in service to who is my partner. But everybody sees things differently. So the things that, like you said, because I see things, and my mother curses me out all the time, oh, everything is in the future. But you know what? It's cool because when it's in the future, I can plan ahead. I can see it coming. I can set the steps up so that I'm ready when the future is now.
Mm-hmm.
So all this, and I had a headache from the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, yo, this headache is terrible. It's atrocious. The lights are killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Every time the lights come on, I can't keep my eyes open. It's killing me. Not realizing that I already had a brain bleed from the Sunday. I'm carrying on like normal, making the beat, pouring the whiskey, drinking, making this beat. Oh, shit's hot, writing the song, miking up, doing my vocals, playing the hook. Yo, Jamal, I got this song for you. Woo. Yo, Lee, oh. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Wednesday comes, I'm talking to my sister. I'm explaining to her, yo, man, but I can't figure out why the fuck my life just feels like it's falling to pieces. I love my wife. I love my kids. My daughters. I'm sorry, not kids. I have my daughters. I love my daughters. I love what I do.
What if all I do for my type 2 diabetes isn't enough?
Yes, me too.
What? Jay, what?
I don't have type 2 diabetes.
Right.
But shit, I can't figure out why the fuck I can't get this shit to work. Nothing is working. And while we're talking, I can't move my arm. I try to take a step, I can't move my leg. I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
But I'm just a conscientious person. I just always try to try to connect with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking to my ex's ex-mother-in-law.
Talking to your ex's moms.
No, her ex-mother-in-law. Because before me, she had somebody. So he had a mother.
He had a mother.
Obviously, he had a mother.
He had a mother.
So,
Respect to his mother.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm talking to her, and I'm like, yo, so what happened with your stroke?
Mm.
And she goes, yeah, well, she did Jamaican. She said, oh, well, I say, well, one day I was doing this and that and the third, and the next thing, I couldn't talk.
Mm.
What? So what'd you do? So she started telling me. In my head, I'm looking up at the ceiling because we're on the phone. I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm thinking about, damn, if I was in that situation, what would I do?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks later, I'm in that situation.
You're in that situation.
Holy shit. My father died in 97 of a heart attack. So when I'm not able to move, I start waiting to see if I'm going to start feeling something in my chest. But like we said earlier, you don't feel it in your chest, you feel it in your arm. So I'm like, all right, well, it can't be that. So what could it be? Still not clicking in my head that I'm having a stroke. So while this is going on, you got to pardon my speech because my speech is a little delayed. I'm having a little speech impediment because of the stroke. So this is all happening now. And I realized that, okay, if your speech stops, it's probably because you're having a stroke. Sure enough, my speech stops. So now I can't move my right side of my body. My whole shit is muerto. I can't speak. My whole right side of my face is paralyzed.
Mm.
So I'm trying to dial 911.
You told me about that.
I'm trying to dial 911 and tell them where I am and who I am, and I'm missing the buttons because I'm not left-handed, right-handed.
Right.
So I'm trying to do it. It's not working. The phone keeps flying out my hand, landing on the floor. I gotta pick it up. Then I gotta pick it up and try to get back up. She was terrible. I finally get them on the phone. I'm like, yo, I'm at whoop-de-whoop, wop-de-wop, XYZ. Could you repeat that, sir? I said I'm at whoop-de-whoop, wop-de-wop, XYZ. That's not what she heard.
She heard Charlie Brown teaching.
She heard Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Right.
They used GPS
Mm-hmm.
to track down where I was, so they could send the ambulance because it wasn't translating. They weren't getting it where they were. They were like, "What the fuck did this guy say?"
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they came to get me. My mother had just come back from Trinidad, and I happened to be at her house when I had the trouble. Her and her best friend walk in. And they see me sitting on the floor, trying to figure out why am I sitting on the floor. I can't explain to them what happened because I can't speak.
You can't speak.
I don't know what. However I was able to express it, they understood because they're both nurses. They're able to figure out that something is wrong with him.
Right. They know something's
something
wrong.
is wrong. That's it. They don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna get you some water. You're going to give him two Tylenols or aspirins or whatever. But I had already called 911. So while I'm waiting for them, my mother and her friend are trying to, coax me back to wellness as best they can. While they're doing that, the paramedics come in. And they say, "Oh, sir, we're going to take you out of here." They throw me on the gurney. They walk me outside across the lawn. I'm getting nauseous because you move me too much. So they're like, "You doing this and shit." Across the lawn, I'm throwing
So
up.
you throw up the whole way while they take you to the ambulance. You
Across
throw
the
up.
lawn. My lawn is evil right now because I'm threw up across the lawn. They get me in the ambulance. I threw up on my shoes. I think I threw them shoes up. I pass out in the ambulance. They get me to the doctor finally at the hospital. He goes, "Yo." He didn't say yo, but he said, "Yo, if you didn't get here today, you're going to die today. So I already know what to do for you right now. Motherfucker, keep me alive. What the fuck you mean you don't know what you're going to
Shoot
do?"
the niggas. He said,
The
the doctor say he ain't know what to do with you.
Right? So he's like, "Well, yo, we got to induce a coma." I'm like, "Well, whatever the fuck you got to do,
Induce the coma.
induce the coma, keep me alive, because I have 2 daughters and I cannot die." One more piece, I got a backstep. When I dial 911, and while I'm waiting for them to pick up, I say, "Yo, self," because you told yourself, that's how you, yo, self, whatever you do, make yourself one promise. Whatever you do, don't die. Okay.
That's a real conversation you have with yourself.
Real conversation.
Real talk.
Don't die. I shook myself's hand. Next thing you know, in the hospital, the doctor says, "Yo, we're going to have to induce a coma. Make sure I don't die." That was March 11th. The city shut down March 13th, from what I've heard.
March 15th.
There you go. When I woke up in the evils of the world. I woke up in the evils of the world.
What day?
July 2nd.
Crazy. He slept the whole lockdown.
I slept for 3 months, although I still got COVID.
You got COVID while you was in a coma.
One of the nurses had COVID.
You got COVID while you was in a
While
coma.
I was in a coma, I had a tracheotomy, I had dialysis, I had blood transfusion, I had a brain operation.
Yo, Khaliyl, that's wild.
I had COVID.
All while you in coma.
I was in a coma.
Now let me ask you this. You in a coma for 3 months. Do you remember your dreams?
Yes.
I think I asked you that before too.
You did.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of them.
Right.
See, here's the problem. I'm a sci-fi dude.
Yeah.
I only watch sci-fi movies, monster movies. I don't like scary clowns, but I watch all the creatures from other planets and shit because I'm into that. So when I wake up from the coma 3 months later, the nurse, and I was in a different hospital from the hospital I went to.
Yo, that had to be freaky.
I was kind of...
Yo, that had to be freaky.
What the fuck?
Yo, I woke up in a different hospital. Like
Different hospital, different people. I'm in Chinatown. The hospital is in Chinatown in Flushing, Queens.
Yo. This has to be surreal for you.
Yo, you didn't get to this real part yet. I know we only got 10 minutes. I'm trying to hurry.
No, that's good. Yeah.
But, so I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So they say to me, the Chinese nurse, because I'm in Flushing, in Chinatown. Chinese nurse goes, he starts crying. Fuck wrong with you? He's awake. Yeah, what the fuck? I was supposed to sleep for the rest of my life? I have no idea, right? I didn't know. She said this shit to me. She's like freaking out. I'm like, yo, yeah. And she says, okay, wait here. Go get the head nurse. Goes to get the head nurse. Head nurse comes in, Jamaican lady. Mr. Dillon, know how long you're asleep for? Oh, like a day or two. No, Mr. Dillon, I was not asleep for 2 days. How long was I asleep for? 3 months. 3 months? Carry the one. 3 months. Yeah, 90 days. 90 days? See, the problem with that statement is, I come from Brooklyn Tech. So when you say some shit like that to me, it automatically goes to trigonometry. So when she says 3 months and 90 days, I see the 3, I see the 0. I can't really figure out what months means right now. 30 years?
Oh, so you thought you would sleep 30 years. Yo.
So now I'm fucking depressed.
Yeah, now you think, oh my God.
My daughters are grown.
Right.
I'm a grandfather. I knew my wife wanted to leave me, but fuck, now she probably
gone. She been gone.
Probably got some new children that I don't even know who the fuck. What the fuck? Oh my God.
Yo. You thought you would sleep for 30 years.
Yeah. So, I kid you not. I'm looking out the window in the hospital looking for the flying cars. Remember the Fifth Element?
Yes.
I'm looking for flying cars to fly past my window. And it gets worse. Because when I woke up, it's the 2nd of July.
Right.
What happens on the 2nd of July?
I don't know, July 4th weekend?
So what do you hear outside?
Fireworks.
Fireworks, explosions, boom, boom, whoosh. I watch zombie movies where motherfuckers get blown up in explosions and gunshots, and so now I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, I gotta get under my bed. Cause there's gonna be some zombies
You
or
think
some
you
shit.
Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. He
Real
woke up
talk,
like that. He woke up in the middle of that shit.
Yo, I kid you not. I promise. In my mind, I was in the realest shit that ever happened that never happened. I was in that moment. I was like, oh shit. There's no nurses, there's no doctor, there's nobody.
Bro, that's crazy.
And I'm just waiting. And I can't
You don't smoke weed.
I don't smoke weed. I can't get up and run because I'm fucking half paralyzed.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers gonna get me.
When did you realize it was just 90 days? When did you put it together?
The nurse said to me, okay, we see that you have a little of that sorts. So I'll put on some TV for you. And after a while, you watch the Ozempic commercial came on, the fucking car commercials came on, and that was when they were giving out cars for free. Like no interest, no down payment. Like, damn, I've been asleep for a long time. They're giving out cars, no interest, no down payment. This shit is great.
Right.
Shit that fucked me up was Donald Trump and Joe Biden was still debating. It's fucking 30 years later. Why are these motherfuckers still alive? You're laughing. I wasn't laughing. I was very stressed out. I was very concerned.
Right.
How are these motherfuckers still alive? But hospital TVs, the date comes on. No, the time comes on the top, and the date comes on the bottom. The time comes on 10:32 or some shit, and the bottom says July 2, 2020. I didn't really catch it. Damn, I remember when it was 2020. I still didn't catch it.
I remember that. I remember back in the day.
Then, it cycles, so it comes on again. Oh, it's 2020 right now.
Right.
Thank you, Jesus. I'm a Muslim.
Right.
Thank you,
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Yo, this is crazy, yo. We really gotta have you
back. We gotta do a part 2 for it.
Yeah, we gotta do a part 2.
I gotta go.
We've been on for an hour, 45 minutes. Kyle, what they talking about over there? Yo, that is crazy. But you know what's funny, Kyle? Because I heard this. He told me this before. I forgot that part, though. I forgot when he thought he was 30 years later.
That's crazy.
What are they talking about it there?
I thought my daughters were 42.
We Hustling was like
and 38.
Rita Cupcakes, wow, God bless you. We Hustling was like, I'm so glad you're still with us.
We Air Hustling?
We Air Hustling, yeah. Yep.
I wasn't supposed to say that, was I?
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Yo, you're a legend, bro. But you're my friend first and foremost, right? And I'm just happy that you're alive. I'm happy that that you were able to survive and still thrive post-stroke, because that's something. It's a major thing. And like you said, and we got to talk later. We got to bring you back, but you and I need to talk about kind of how to present this to the world, because like you said, you almost died 5 times. You explained 2 of them today. Dude tried to clap at you at Street Academy, and the stroke. 9/11, right? 9/11, right?
Oh,
and the stroke. We didn't even talk about 9/11. I think that you have had the audacity to live, and because of your audacity, that's why you find yourself in the situations of success, of prosperation. Prosperation is not a word. Prosperity, right? I was gonna say. I was gonna hold it.
I found out prosperation.
But prosperity. And all of those things is because, and like I know this from when we was kids, you've always had the audacity to live. Right? And I just really appreciate you coming and sharing your story. And we have to, Kyle, we got to do this again. We have to have a part 2 with this.
Anytime.
Because it's just too much to hold down for 90 minutes. Like, we try to kind of keep this at 90 minutes, but there's no way we could have.
Might have to make this 180 minutes.
Yeah,
or 120.
And we're gonna work together this summer again. I'm trying to work on some things, bro. We definitely gonna get together, man. I gotta have the Bush Babies out, man. Shout to Lee, shout to Light, shout to the
My
team.
brothers, I love y'all for life.
So what's up, Jay? How you feeling? You was playing with your phone.
Oh, who won the sneaker wars?
Me. Who won the sneaker wars?
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
You gotta say.
I tried to skate over that.
You gotta say, look, Jay trying to.
No, nothing happened.
Who won? And then we out.
I've seen those before. Those I just bought. But I've never seen these before. I don't love them, but I've never seen them.
Oh, God.
Okay. Here's another thing. Whatever kind of that I used to have, I don't really have it.
Right.
So if I don't like some shit, I'm just saying I don't like it.
He don't really like it.
Yeah,
Not that I don't like it. I don't love them. They look like a white sneaker with an orange shirt.
So then I won.
But you love the cement threes though. It's
I
classic.
never liked Jordans. Though.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, but you
I
just
love
look
you.
Right.
I never liked Jordans.
Right.
Because personally, I
never-
know the bullshit Jordan be doing. So I'm like, But I just bought those for my daughter, so I'm gonna have to go with you.
Kyle got
This
the win.
motherfucker is 2-zip. This motherfucker won last week.
No, he
No,
won
it's
last week.
That's what I'm saying.
One.
He's 2-zip.
No,
No, he said I won.
shoot, Kyle won.
Oh, Kyle won. Okay.
I won.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'll win next week. Don't worry about it. Sorry.
I don't like
Oh, look, somebody's flames. Yes, I'm on.
All right. So we'll be back next Tuesday. I'm about to go catch Andre 3000. I already called my Uber. I'm about to go catch Andre 3000 in the Blue Star lineup at Lincoln Center. Shout out to everybody that rocks with us every week. We love you.
Yes, thank you.
Khaliyl, for being a part of this. We got to do this
My
again.
brother.
There's no way that we
Absolutely.
can just leave it on this level.
Hey, Raina.
And who was that?
Raina.
Shout out to Raina. We'll be back next Tuesday. Shout to Camu.
Yes, shout to Camo.
All right?
All right.
One love.